we start, can I just say that I am so mad right now? So mad! Not once in this movie do we see one of those aliens from the claw machine or, a planet made out of pizza. Pizza planet? I mean, come on, so many missed potential things going on in this movie! Oh well, we're talking about Lightyear. Lightyear is a 2022 Disney Pixar film and also a spin-off of the Toy Story film series featuring the character of Buzz Lightyear. But it does not take place in the Toy Story universe where Buzz Lightyear is a toy. Instead, it is billed as a film that characters within that universe have watched, which the toy is based off of. And it tells the story of a young astronaut, Buzz Lightyear, who, after being marooned on a hostile planet with his commander and crew, tries to find a way back home while also confronting a threat to the universe's safety. This was a movie that I swear at one point it was supposed to be a short film. Like a long short film, but still short nonetheless. Like, I was pretty sure that it was supposed to be something like 45 minutes long or so, but somewhere down the rabbit hole they must have said, you know what, screw it, let's just tack on another hour and just make it a full-length thing. Overall though, it was definitely a strange project, to say the least. And nothing that I feel like anybody was demanding to be seen, at least of all from me, and I love Toy Story. It's kind of the way that Hollywood has been going lately with spin-offs, especially with Marvel and their Spider-Man villain films, where they take a character that normally doesn't work without another one, they place them on their own playing field and they just see what happens, like Venom, like with Morbius, etc. Characters that normally wouldn't work without Spider-Man. And this is the same thing. Buzz wouldn't normally be a character that you would see away from Woody. They're a dynamic duo. But then again, this isn't the Buzz that we all know and love. It's source material, I guess. I thought that the movie was fine. I was entertained enough while watching it since the whole thing really is jam-packed with a bunch of Buzz-isms, if you will, like literal quotes from Toy Story. But it's not only that, it's like one big mashup of every science fiction space film that you've seen prior to the 90s. So 2001, A Space Odyssey, Star Wars, Star Trek, Alien, you name it. All of which are honestly really nice nods if you pick up on them, but in the same breath, I cannot help but think that the movie is completely and utterly unoriginal. I can't think of a single thing in the movie that feels fresh. Everything, and I mean everything, is just a nod to something else. Kids who are unfamiliar with those older movies, they won't pick up on them. So it'll feel a lot more original to them, but if you're an adult and you're looking for originality while watching this with your kids, I got some pretty bad news for you, because the only thing that feels fresh in this film is probably the one point in the film where there's a same-sex couple that kiss. And it's a Disney movie, so I mean it's really important to point out. But everything else, forget about it. The narrative is pretty cut and dry. It's about Buzz trying to find a way to get back home for not only himself, but the rest of the people that are stuck on this planet. And the way that plays out is pretty standard. But again, it's not a story that I feel like was needed to be told at all. Again, it's just literally a bunch of pop culture nods from beginning to end. That's not a movie, that's an episode of Supernatural or Animaniacs at that point. And I literally have no idea why it's not voiced by Tim Allen, at least. Toys, real toys, are often voiced by the actors of movies if they're based off of movies. It's a very common practice. So if Tim Allen's the voice of a Buzz Lightyear toy, it only makes more sense if he also played the real Buzz Lightyear too. Nothing against Chris Evans, he did fine, but there's just something special about Tim Allen's voice alone that shouts Buzz. I mean, other people can say the same lines, to infinity and beyond, but it's not fully Buzz, you know? Overall, I don't know. It's a movie that's fine, but I don't think that it's a film many people can just watch on its own and have a good time with. On its own, I feel like it's bland, but as a companion piece to Toy Story, it's a bit more fun to watch, and as a companion piece to all the other sci-fi movies that I had already mentioned, it's also even more fun. But it's really, honestly, just a companion piece movie. And that's it. So let's go ahead and take a look at my final score for a second, which I scored a C+, letter grade 2, final score of 69%, mostly a final score that both my technical and bias scores agree with. Essentially, that just means that the movie's fine, totally fine, and totally what you would expect to see out of it as well. Nothing that's going to absolutely impress you, knock your socks off, and totally a movie to shut your brain off to, play in the background while you just kind of go about your day doing chores, doing whatever. But I would like to hear your thoughts about the film. Do you think that this is a fantastic spin-off to the Toy Story brand? Why or why not? And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!